Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for choosing to click on this episode. I can't thank you enough. And as a reward for doing so, I'm not going to start with any kind of fancy introduction. I'm just going to say, once again, I really, really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this season, these 8 episodes over these 8 weeks of the best culture has to offer here on the Spencer Walsh Radio Network. Without further ado, let's start today's episode. Lord knows it's long enough. Oh, hello there. Guys, today we're talking about a wonderful new movie, and it came out very recently. It's a straight-to-TV HBO movie that is actually really worth your time. It's called Bad Education. Here's a taste of the trailer.
You look tired.
Tired as kicking my ass. I would kill somebody for a carb right now.
I don't know where you could find one.
You're such a bitch.
Oh, would you like a bite? Come on, eat the fucking sandwich.
Good morning. I wanted to make a difference. Look, we did. I got us all the way to number 4, and I will get us to number 1.
These are the best early decision numbers that we've ever seen.
They want me to write an article about the new budget.
Oh, okay. Soundbite. Nice.
You want to write this down, or you...
I'm taping.
Oh. Okay.
So this movie is about a public high school in Long Island, New York. The beloved superintendent there of New York's Roslyn School District, his staff, his friends, and relatives all become this prime suspects in the unfolding of really this massive embezzlement scandal. Pretty much what they've been doing is stealing tons and tons of money from the school, the families of these two people. The assistant superintendent and the chief superintendent. The assistant is played wonderfully by Allison Janney, or Janney, however you say her name. She's got that Long Island, the touch of the Long Island accent down cold. Like, you want a sandwich? It's so good. Like, the mannerisms of that, it's so good, so funny. And you're just like, like, give me some of that. Thank you. Yeah. And it's all about, it really kind of just goes it very much deep into this, like, very interesting topic of the intensity of, like, a public, like, or intense public school district. It's like, I don't know, it's like, it's a very interesting situation, because you think, like, oh, there's not much to be had. Everyone's kind of living their boring lives. They go to the job in the city. They go to the work every day, come home, maybe play a little bit of catch with the kids, have a nice dinner, and then you just go to bed and you repeat the same day over again. But no, there is so much, like, politics involved. There's so much back and forth with, like, the school board. And then, who knows, in a very successful, highly rated district, there could be 2 people stealing upwards of $5 million over the course of years from the school district. Like, who knows? Could happen anyway. Yeah, it's really kind of an incredible and very interesting story. That is really, it really is a tale that is very, very well told. So it's all talking about the things that they do, and just the kind of the very fascinating blow by blow of it all. And I mean, it kind of really does hit home for me as well, if you think about it, because, like, I live in a very highly rated, like, school district, and, like, I mean, I'm just watching because I'm thinking, it's like, oh, well, like, we still have the same, like, we got the same bleachers, like, it's just like, it could have easily been my school. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, I live in, like, I'm very lucky to live in, like, a very, like, nice, like, school district, but that doesn't mean, as we well know, and you will see in this movie, there's not a, like, power play, like, parents and really and teachers and moms and dads always trying to push their way into power and really kind of get their fingers in everything. And so maybe some administrators up to some pretty bad things as well. And how this guy, who is a beloved figure within the school system, all the parents love him and they respect him, and he makes time for everybody, and he's just like, and deep down though, he has like a really conflicted, troubled past. He's kind of secretly gay, and he does like this like plastic surgery stuff, like almost like homemade plastic surgery stuff on his face, which is like, it's kind of awkward. That everyone's kind of noticing it, but no one's really talking about it because like, he's always there. He's making time for the kids. He's supporting the community. He's writing these Christmas cards and sending them to all these different families. He's going to all these conferences. And he's just got time for everybody. And it's a really very interesting, complex, multi-layered character. He's just kind of the community man. On the other hand, we have Allison Janney. She's the kind of person who, like, we know knows where all the bodies are buried. She's the financial manager of this school district. She's also been embezzling the hell out of the school district as well. She's been one of the worst offenders. I think worse than the head superintendent. And she's kind of the, I don't know. She doesn't have that same kind of public persona, but she is the first to fall in the story as it begins to play out. So, and of course, there's a third character that we were talking about, this young, really third main character, this young student reporter for the student newspaper named Rachel Bhargava, or some, almost like an Indian like last name, where they are kind of just, she's just kind of like dipping her toes into this journalism thing, and she gets a story that she is like just blown away by and kind of like has to follow, you know. Then there's the niece of Allison Janney, who's working in the school system as like the district clerk, who like who's in a kind of very low. It's pretty much just a case of nepotism, is really what it is. I also really do want to give a shout out to this movie for really being the perfect length. It didn't drag on too long. It just told the story. It got done in a really impressive hour and 48 minutes. Like, that is some good stuff. Like, you don't, like, sometimes you get a movie that's like 2.5 hours, it kind of gets to be a slog, 2.5 plus, like, in the 3 hours but it's a really short, really crisp movie. And it, like, that fact that it is so short, so good, and so concise, I think that really makes up, it really adds to it. And it gives it, I think it works in its favor. It's a very, very good time, is what I'd say. Yeah, so the scene opens, and they start off the movie with the big assembly, and all the parents are gathered up in the school assembly hall just before the start of the year, and we have Ray Romano, who is the, I guess you could say, like, the head, he's the president of the school board, that kind of stereotypical, like, high-powered job on the, like, high-powered, maybe, like, finance job dad kind of guy. He's the type of guy who, like, shows up on the weekends with a vest or a windbreaker of some kind of financial company. And he's that kind of guy. He's the kind of guy who's, like, very high-powered job, likes to be in the school, but likes to have the kind of influence over the town. And he's like, please welcome to the stage. Oh, I forgot. And the big thing is, he's celebrating that they're ranked number 4 school in the country by the Wall Street Journal. And he's about to introduce Frank to the stage. Please welcome my good friend, Dr. Frank Tassone. He's very happy. But then they cut to the office, and they show him saying good morning to everyone, like a good superintendent should. And he's talking to Carol. This is just like stereotypical, like, receptionist. Like, please get my giant smoothie. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm running a little bit late. I'm gonna be right this way. And then we meet Allison. Pam Gluckin is now. I've done further research. That's her name. Pam Gluckin. In the show, that's her name. And yeah, they kind of just set it up. He starts off like talking with this like kid who this kid and this parent who are, like, literally, she's a type A, like, super high-powered, overbearing, like, helicopter mom. Like, that's what she's like, my son, Chad, the teacher didn't give him bathroom breaks during his tests. And if he doesn't get into the high-place math, that'll be the end of it. That's it. And so he kind of, like, talks to the guy and then makes, like, subtle metaphors, like, when I was your age, I thought I couldn't get into math either. I couldn't catch up. But I was able to get it, and you'll be fine. Don't worry. Even if you don't get it, you'll be fine. Everyone, but which is also kind of like a subtle dig at the mom. So pretty much the point is he's got a whole thing figured out. He is killing it. The woman, the niece of Pam, Allison Janney, asks like, "Oh, which flight would you like to take to your Las Vegas teaching conference?" And then, would you like to take it at Newark Airport or JFK Airport? And he's like, "Oh, whichever's cheaper. Ugh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good." And then so you just get the sense he's just like that perfect guy. But that Las Vegas teacher conference. Oh, let's talk about that. But before we can talk about that big Las Vegas trip, we have to introduce the genius student reporter. And well, really, she's not even a genius. He kind of like sat just as in his office talking to this student reporter, and this is how the conversation kind of plays out.
Can I help you with something?
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm just here for Mrs. Cremona. Or
Well,
Gluckin.
she's not here, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions. If
Really? That would...
Yeah.
I don't want to bother you if
No,
you're busy,
come on in.
but...
Bother me. I'm doing spreadsheets. Come in. Take a seat. I don't think we've had a chance to meet.
It's Rachel.
Rachel, right. Neil's little sister.
Yeah. Oh, good memory.
I hope he's keeping out of trouble over at Northwestern.
Yeah, he loves it. He's doing biochem.
Ah, well, they have great journalism there, too.
Yes, they do. Okay, so they want me to write an article about the Skywalk proposal and the new budget, and I just need a pull quote from administration.
So pretty much what's happening here is the Skywalk is the big thing that's going to get them to number one. Like they're going to push past into great heights and be like, oh, this is how we can get to number one with this Skywalk bridge that's going to connect one side of our school to the other side of our school. And then he kind of gives him the standard quote. It's just like, kind of just plays out from there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Soundbite. Nice. We've been asking high schoolers how we can make their day easier. So we came up with this idea of the Skywalk, a bridge to link the school from end to end. And it's a huge undertaking for us. And we can't wait to break ground once the plans are approved next May.
Great. That's all I need. Thank you so much.
But that's it? No follow-ups?
No, it's just a puff piece. I save the real stories for seniors.
Rachel, it's only a puff piece if you let it be a puff piece.
Oh,
That's what they tell you over at Northwestern. All right? A real journalist can turn any assignment into a story.
Are you busy? Just a couple of colleagues want to convey thanks.
Rachel Balgava, staff writer for the Hilltop Beacon. This is Bob Spicer, school board president.
Yeah, that's Ray Romano coming in. That's Bob Spicer there at the very end. But that kind of sets up the whole scene for kind of being like, there's a pesky little reporter, and she was gonna just write an easy piece, a puff piece, and then gets the encouragement from the hero superintendent to dig deeper, and boy will she. And then in kind of like a relatively not very important scene, he pretty much just goes to a book club where there's all these moms, and one of them like tries to like make a move on him almost, and it just shows you like he is the top of the town. He's one of the most beloved figures in the town for sure. So yeah, originally heard in that clip that the reporter was supposed to, like Rachel, the reporter was supposed to be talking to Pam, which is Allison Janney's character. So they come in, and when she actually comes in and finds Pam, they have this like discussion where you kind of start to know that something's up, and she's like, Rachel, what are you exactly doing this for? Like, what? You're a student. You shouldn't be asking us that many questions. Yeah, so she kind of goes in and she like investigates the entire history of after this great scene that I'm about to play for you, where they're talking, and she's kind of like, she kind of goes in and she's like investigates every single like bid, every single like that they could have gotten to build this Skywalk bridge. Because she's supposed to be writing a story about how the Skywalk's coming up. Very, very exciting. All of us